both you too. Okay, we're online. Okay, good to see everybody. Just one announcement, and I'll make an announcement again. We're going to continue reading the Caitanya Caritamrta today. But the announcement is, at least tomorrow there won't be a class because I'll be traveling in an airplane. And you can't give a class from an airplane, unfortunately. And even if I could, everyone would complain about it. And I'd have to wear a mask. And anyway, all the fellow passengers would kill me if I was going to do that. I'm fine. That's fine. Okay, so let's chant a little. Just normal. Namo Vishnu Padaya Vishana Prastaya Bhutalai Ate Bhakti Vedanta Samaniti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharane Sesha Shunyavani Paschachari Sacharane Jaya Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Chidvaita Gadadhara Sivasani Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Chidvaita Gadadhara Sivasani Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parvakacharya. Also Teta Satashi Shimad, His Divine Grace Abhaya Chaitanya Bhaktivedanta Goswami Srila Prabhupada Gijai ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Gijai Adanta Vaishnava Vrinda Gijai Namacharya Shri Thakur Gijai Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shitweda Gadadha Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Gijai Shri Shri Radhakrishna Gopikapada Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Gijai Vrindavanam Gijai Maturadam Gijai Jagadavasami Gijai Yamunamai Gijai Srimati Lalasta Devi Gijai Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Gijai Gaur Premananda Hari Hari. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories the assembled devotees. All glories the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Gaur Premananda Hari Hari Bol. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurabani Pacharane Nivashesha Shinivadi Paschacha Deshatarane. So, Om Gana Tivadanda Shagananjana Shlakaya Chakshura Midikam Yena Tasmai Shigadvedamaha. Okay, just the same announcement. Tomorrow we're not going to have the class because I'll be traveling. And today we are still in Davis, which is close to Sacramento. And we're going to have the class in the Caitanya Caritamrta today. We have quite a few people joining us. We'll show you. See all the nice people. Nice devotees, and flowers. Flowers. He's having a big wedding today, so. Not really. An initiation. You can use all those flowers for the initiation. Oh my God. All right, so karma. Okay, so let's go and start reading the Caitanya Caritamrta. We're on the 9th chapter of the Caitanya Caritamrta, which details Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's travels in South India. And remember, Lord Chaitanya has just left Vijayanagara, where he met with Ramananda Roy and discussed the higher truths of Krishna consciousness. So now he is traveling to various places, and yesterday we read the chapter summary, and today we will continue with the reading of chapter 9. Madhya Lila, of course. All right. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Oh wait, I made a little mistake here. Let me correct this. All right. Whoops. I see. That's the correction. Okay. Text 12. Say Sabha Vaishnava Mahaprabhu Darshane Krishna Upasaka Haila Laya Krishna Name. Okay. After meeting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all those different Vaishnavas became devotees of Krishna and began chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Of course, the different Vaishnavas that are referred to here are members of the Madhvacharya Sampradaya and the Ramanujacharya Sampradaya. And here is the verse that Lord Chaitanya chanted as he traveled. Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Pahimam, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Rakshamam. Rakshamam or Pahimam? Yeah, Rakshamam. O Lord Ramchandra, descendant of Maharaj Raghu, please protect me. O Lord Krishna, killer of the Keshi demon, please kindly protect me. E shloka pate pade karila prayana Gotami Gangayai Kaila Ganga Snana. While walking on the road, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to chant this Rama Raghava mantra. Chanting in this way, he arrived at the banks of the Gotami Ganga and took his bath there. And does anyone know where the Gotami Ganga is? No? This Gotami Ganga is a branch of the river Godavari. Where's the river Godavari? It's Andhra Pradesh. It's in Vijayanagara. That goes by Vijayanagara. Formerly a great sage named Gautama Rishi used to live on the banks of this river opposite the city of Rajamondri, and consequently this branch was called the Gotami Ganga. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that Srila Kaviraj Goswami has recorded the names of the holy places visited by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but there is no chronological order of the places visited. What does chronological mean?
Order based on time.
That's good. Intelligent guy. However, there's a notebook of Govinda Das's containing a chronological order in reference to geographical positions. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur requests the readers to refer to that book. According to Govinda Das, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Tri Manda from the Gotami Ganga. From there he went to the Dundi Rama Tirtha, another place of pilgrimage. According to Sri Caitanya Caritamrta, after visiting the Gotami Ganga, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Mallikarjuna Tirtha. So in other words, the point Prabhupada is making, and many acharyas make, is the chronological order is not important. Just like when you study mundane history, you go to the schools, the demon schools, the Rakshasa schools, the Karmi schools, the meat-eating schools, where they teach you to be little demons, the Asurakulas. Anyway, when you go there, they try to teach you history using history in terms of chronology, which means you have to study the different dates. Like I remember when I went to school, you studied Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1400 and what? No, 92. You had to learn a poem to remember that. Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. So those dates are not important. Because when you're dealing with Krishna conscious activities or the activities of a pure devotee, or the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the main thing is what they do, not so much like on earthly terms, or in earthly terms, what date it happened. It's not even significant what date things happened. Anyway, so talking about this particular place, Gotami Ganga, it's a very important place. It's mentioned in the Ramayana too. And what happened at that place is that, does anyone know?
Ramchandraji freed Ahilya.
What?
Ramchandraji freed Ahilya.
Yes, Lord Ram freed Ahalya. because Ahalya had been taken advantage of by who? Indra. And she was cursed to become disincarnate. Means without like a body like we have. For as long as it took for the Lord to come there and touch his feet to her. And then she came out again. It's a very important place. So, of course, most men should not get angry with their wives like that. It's not appropriate. But of course, it's worth it to get cursed like that if, what happens, if you can see Lord Ramchandra afterwards, isn't it? I wouldn't mind getting cursed to become either a stone or disincarnate if when I came out of it I could see the Lord. That would be wonderful, isn't it? Yeah, you spend a few thousand years and then you see Lord Ramchandra. So, all right, next place is called Mallikar Arjuna. So, Mallikar Arjuna Tirte Ai Mahesha Dekila Tahan Sabaloke Krishna Nama Layo Yala. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then went to Mallikarjuna Tirtha and saw the deity of Lord Shiva there. He also induced all the people to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay? Mallikarjuna is also known as Sri Saila. You've heard of that place before. It's situated about 100 miles northeast of Karnula on the southern bank of the Krishna River. There are great walls all around the village, and within the walls resides the deity known as Mallikarjuna. It is a deity of Lord Shiva and is one of the Jyotir Lingas. Did you know that? Very important deity of Lord Shiva, prominent deity of Lord Shiva there. Ramadasa Mahadeve Karila Darashana Ovala Nishringere Karila Gamana. There he saw Lord Mahadev, Shiva, the servant of Lord Ram. He then went to Ahovala Nishringa. Wow, this is pretty ecstatic. I was there actually. Not with Lord Chaitanya, of course. Nrsinga Dekiya Tandare Kailanati Stuti Siddhavata Gelat Yahan Murti Sita Pati. Upon seeing the Ahovala Nrsinga deity, Lord Chaitanya offered many prayers unto the Lord. He then went to Siddhavata, where he saw the deity of Ramchandra, the Lord of Sita Devi. So Ahovalam is actually in Andhra Pradesh, and they have 9 main temples there, the Nava and the Nrsinga temples. And in many of those temples, Lord Nrsingadev is exhibiting different moods. There's actually one aspect of Lord Nrsingadev called Yoga Nrsinga, where he's sitting like this. And there's Shant Nrsinga, and there's what? Ugra Nrsinga. It's a very wonderful place, and you climb all the way up to the top, and there's this Ugra Stamba at the top of the hill. This is supposed to be the place that Lord Nrsingadev appeared from. It's a big pillar, and it takes about 3 hours to climb all the way to the top. Yeah, it's a long climb, and you have to cross streams and everything like that. It's an interesting climb. Siddhavata is also known as Siddholta, and is 10 miles east of the village of Kudapa. Previously, this place was known as the Southern Benares. There is a great banyan tree there, and it is therefore known as Siddhavata. Vata means tree, means banyan tree, actually. So, Raghunatha Deki, Kaila Pranati Stavana, Tahaneka Vipra Prabhura, Kaila Nimantrana. Upon seeing the deity of Lord Ramchandra, the descendant of King Raghu, the Lord offered his prayers and obeisances. Then a Brahmana invited the Lord for lunch. Now, this is a very interesting story we're going to hear right now. Se Vipra Rama Nama Nirantaralaya Rama Rama Vina Anya Vanina Kahaiha. That Brahmana constantly chanted the holy name of Ramchandra. Indeed, but for chanting Lord Rama's holy name, that Brahmana did not speak a word. Wow. Sedina tanragare rahi bhiksha kare tanre kripakari age chalila gora hari. That day, Lord Chaitanya remained there and accepted prasadam at his house. After bestowing mercy upon him in this way, the Lord proceeded ahead. Skanda kshetra tirte kaila skanda darashana trimata aila tahan deki trivikrama. At the holy place known as Skanda Kshetra, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited the temple of Skanda. Who's Skanda?
Kartikeya.
Right. From there he went, see, he's very educated. From there he went to Tri Mata, where he saw the Vishnu deity Trivikram. What does the word Trivikram refer to? Which incarnation of Krishna? Vamana. Yeah, 3 steps. Puna Siddhavataila Sevipra Gare Sevipra Krishna Namalaya Niranture. After visiting the temple of Trivikrama, the Lord returned to Siddhavata, where he again visited the house of the Brahmana, who was now constantly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Stop chanting Ram, 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 Ram. So, Bhiksha Kari Mahaprabhu Tanre Prashna Kaila Kavipra Etumara Kondasha Haila. After finishing his lunch there, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked the Brahmin, "My dear friend, kindly tell me what your position is now." Text 24. Purve tumi nirantara laite ramanama eve kele nirantara lao Krishna nama. Formerly, you were constantly chanting the holy name of Lord Ram. Why are you now constantly chanting the holy name of Krishna? Vipra bale e tomara darshana prabhave tomadeki gelamora ajanma swabhave. The Brahmana replied, "This is all due to your influence, sir. After seeing you, I have lost my lifelong practice." He changed his mind. Balyavadi Ramanama Grahana Amara Tomadeki Krishna Nama Aila Ekapara. From my childhood, I've been chanting the holy name of Lord Ramachandra. But upon seeing you, I chanted the holy name of Krishna just once. Say Hayate Krishna Nama Jivate Vasila Krishna Namaspure Rama Nama Dure Gela. Since then, the holy name of Krishna has been tightly fixed upon my tongue. Indeed, since I've been chanting the holy name of Krishna, the holy name of Lord Ramchandra has gone far away. Oh my God. Sounds like Fiji, doesn't it? Sometimes in Fiji, people come to us and say, "Why are you against Lord Ram?" Isn't it? You know, what problem do you have? Because most of them, they're Ram Bhaktas coming from Bihar. They say, "What's wrong with Lord Ram? Why don't you like him? Why don't you chant his name?" And then what we say is that we are chanting his name, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. What's the problem with that? And of course, we also understand that Ram refers to Lord Ramchandra, Balaram, and something else. What else does Lord Ram refer to? No, not in that particular context. Anyone know? Radharaman.
No,
Radharaman. That's interesting, isn't it? That's the Acharyas state. That's not my speculation.
Oh.
Balya kala haite mora swabhava ekahaya namera mahima shastra kariya sanchaya. From my childhood, I've been collecting the glories of the holy name from revealed scriptures. Now, this is a very important verse. Ramante yugano nante sachanande chidatmini iti rama pade nasao param brahma vidhiyate. I'm sure you've heard that verse before. The Supreme Absolute Truth is called Rama because the Transcendentalists take pleasure in the unlimited true pleasure of spiritual existence. This is the 8th verse of the Shatanama Stotra of Lord Ramchandra, which is found in the Padma Purana. Krishir bhuvachaka shabdo nascha nirati vachakaha tayor akyam param brahma krishna ityavidiyate. The word Krishna is the attractive feature of the Lord's existence, and na means spiritual pleasure. When the verb, Krishna is added to the affix na, it becomes Krishna, which indicates the absolute truth. Now that's a very important explanation when people ask us the meaning of the word Krishna. Because one's not supposed to give speculative interpretations. Sometimes the devotees talk about the 10 offenses on chanting, and they said one should not interpret the holy name of the Lord. But the whole point is speculative interpretation, because interpretation can also mean explanations. So, Krish means to attract. Just like you have in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishi Goraksha Vanijan, Vaishya Kamra Swabhavajan. You know what that means? Krishi Goraksha. That means the Vaishya engages in Go Raksha. What's Go Raksha? Cow protection. Krishi Go Raksha. He also plows the field. Krish, which means to, like a tractor. You understand? Krish means to attract. So just like you have this word in English, attract, and you have a tractor. Right? What's a tractor? A machine. What does the machine do? It attracts. It pulls things. Right? So attract means to pull things to you or attract through certain features that you have. So Krishna is pulling the attention or the consciousness of people to him. Krishna, and na means what? Do you remember the verse? What did I say? No, nobody remembers. This is Kali Yuga. Na means spiritual pleasure. Why does na mean spiritual pleasure? Because it's a short form of another word. Ananda. Yeah. It's a short form of another word, Ananda. And another explanation that some acharyas give is that na means to negate material suffering, right? So Krishna, you're attracted to Krishna, which negates material suffering. So this is a bona fide explanation of the name Krishna. So you can give that particular, not exactly interpret, I guess interpretation can be, the word can be defined differently according to different contexts, but really that's a bona fide explanation of the word Krishna. It's right from the Caitanya Caritamrta. This is a verse, and actually this is a verse from the Mahabharata, Udyoga Parva, 71.4. So it's not only from the Caitanya Caritamrta, it's from the Mahabharata. Wow. Panam Brahma Dvinama Samana Haila Puna Ara Shastra Kichu Vishesha Poila. As far as the holy names of Brahman and Krishna are concerned, they are on equal level, but for further advancement, we receive some specific information from the revealed scriptures. So this is really important to remember what's going to happen right now. Rama, Rameti, Rameti, Rame, Rame, Manorame, Sahasra Nama Vistuyam, Rama Nama Puranane. Lord Shiva addressed his wife, Durga. Oh, Puranana, I chant the holy name of Rama, 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 and thus enjoy this beautiful sound. This holy name, Ramachandra, is equal to 1,000 holy names of Lord Vishnu. Wow. So when you say the name Rama, it's the same as saying the Vishnu Sahasranama. That's pretty good, isn't it? So you don't have to say the Vishnu Sahasranama. You say Rama. People say, did you say the Vishnu Sahasranama today? Yes. I said it many times. Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. So this is a verse from the Brihad Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra in the Uttarakanda of the Padma Purana. So it's actually bona fide. So, of course, everything in this book is bona fide because he makes references to the Vedic literatures, 72, 335. And here's some more information. Sahasra nam nam punya nam triravritya tuyat palam ekavritya tu krishnasya namaikam dat parayachati. What is this? The pious results derived from chanting the 1,000 holy names of Vishnu 3 times can be attained by only one utterance of the holy name of Krishna. In other words, it's the same thing as chanting Rama 3 times, but you get the same results as chanting Krishna once. So when I chant Krishna 1 time, I'm chanting the Vishnu Sahasranam 3 times. It's good, a shortcut. So this is a verse from the Brahmanda Purana, and it's found in the Laghu Bhagavatamrita 1.5.354 by Rupa Goswami. Simply by chanting the holy name of Rama once, one can attain the same pious results achieved by chanting the 1,000 holy names of Vishnu. Similarly, simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna once, one can attain the same results achieved by chanting the holy name of Rama 3 times. Wow. We are so fortunate. Evake Krishna namera mahima apara tatapi lahite nare shuna hetu tara. According to the statement of the Shastras, the glories of the holy name of Krishna are unlimited. Still, I could not chant his holy name. He's referring to previously before he met Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu. So please hear the reason for this. Ishtadeva Rama Tanra. What happened? Tulsi fell over?
How much wind is there?
Tanra Name Sukapai.
And then
Sukapana Ramanama Ratri Dina Gai. What happened?
the wind, Maharaj, the Tulsi pot.
Is she all right?
She's okay. Yes.
Okay. Okay. My worshipful Lord has been Lord Ramchandra. By chanting his holy name, I received happiness. Because I received such happiness, I chanted the holy name of Lord Rama day and night. Tumara darshane yabe Krishna namahaila tara mahima tabe vidaye lagila. By your appearance, Lord Krishna's holy name also appeared. And at that time, the glories of Krishna's name awoke in my heart. Say Krishna to me sakshat iha nirdaridla eta kahi vipra prabhura charane padila. Sir, you are that Lord Krishna himself. He's speaking to Lord Chaitanya. This is my conclusion. Saying this, the Brahmin fell down at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tanre kripakari prabhu chalila aradine ridakasi asikaila shiva darashane. After showing mercy to the Brahmana, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left the next day and arrived at Ridakashi, where he visited the temple of Lord Shiva. So, actually, it was also my experience that I was never able to chant Krishna's name until I heard Prabhupada chanting. When I heard Prabhupada on the radio, he started chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, just like, that was it. Previously, I was chanting, not the name of Lord Rama, I was chanting the name of Durga. Anyway, so I was chanting about the material energy. some mundane songs. You know the story of Narada Muni? Before he became Narada Muni, was born as a little boy. What is the story?
He was born as the son of a maidservant, and
No, before that.
before that, I don't know.
The story was that he was actually in the heavenly planets, and he was chanting Bollywood songs, love songs, to the demigods, and then he got cursed because they were having kirtan, and they cursed him to come down to the earth to be born as a Shudra, and that's really what happened. So after showing mercy to the Brahmana, Lord Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, I had read that already. And Vritakashi's present name is Vritachalam. It is situated on the southern Arcot district in the bank of the river Mukha. This place is also known as Kala Hastipura. Lord Shiva's temple there was worshipped for many years by Govinda, the cousin of Ramanujacharya. So this is actually a place called Kanchipuram. Kanchipuram has two parts of the city. One part is called Shiva Kanchi, the other part is called Vishnu Kanchi. And in the Shiva Kanchi part, you got all the worshippers of Lord Shiva. In the Vishnu Kanchi part, you got all the worshippers of Lord Vishnu. Particularly, this main temple is the Bharadaraja temple there, which is the temple of Ramanujacharya. And they fight each other. They don't fight like that, but they fight with their mouths, arguing with each other. And there's one place in Kanchi where every day a white bird and a black bird, is signifying Lord Shiva and Vishnu, get together and they eat prasad. It's actually an interesting place. Tahan haite chaliage gela eka grame Brahmana Samaja Tahan Karila Vishrame. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then left Vritakashi and proceeded further. In one village, he saw that most of the residents were Brahmanas, and he took his rest there. Prabhuda Prabhave Lokahaila Darashane Lakshar Buddha Lokahaise Nayaya Ganane. Due to the influence of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, many millions of men came just to see him. Indeed, the assembly being unlimited, its members could not be counted. Wow. Goshanira Sondarya Degi Tate Prema Vesha Sabhi Krishna Kahi Vaishnava Haila Sarvadesha. The Lord's bodily features were very beautiful, and in addition, he was always in the ecstasy of love of Godhead. Simply by seeing him, everyone began chanting the holy name of Krishna, and thus everyone became a Vaishnava devotee. Wow. It's like Prabhupada. Tarkika mimangsaka yata mayavadi gana sankhya patanjala smriti purana agama. There are many kinds of philosophers. Some are logicians who follow Gautama or Kanada. Some follow the Mimamsa philosophy of Jaimini. Some follow the Mayavada philosophy of Shankaracharya, and others follow Kapila's Sankhya philosophy or the mystic yoga system of Patanjali. Some follow the Smriti Shastra, composed of 20 religious scriptures, and others follow the Puranas and the Tantra Shastra. In this way, there are many different types of philosophies. Philosophers, yeah. Nija Shastro Grahe Sabai Prachanda Sarva Matadushi Prabhu Kare Kanda Kanda. All these adherents of various scriptures were ready to present the conclusions of the respective scriptures, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu broke all their opinions to pieces and established his own cult of bhakti based on the Vedas, Vedanta, the Brahma Sutra, and the philosophy of Achincha, Beda, Tattva. What's that philosophy?
Simultaneously one and different.
Yeah, there's one more word to it. Simultaneously one and different. Achincha, what does Achincha mean? Inconceivably. So it's a very easy philosophy to understand, although it's not conceivable because we're in the mundane world. So what it means is just like there's the sun, the sunshine, and the sun god. So in one sense, they're all one, right? But in another sense, like you say right now, if I say, open the curtains, let the sun in. So if you let the sun in, if the sun globe comes in, guess what? There's no more Aniruddha anymore. There's ashes. Not even ashes. It's so hot. So you say let the sun in, but the sun's not coming in. It's the sunshine. So in one sense, the sun, the sunshine, and the guy up there in the sun, who is Vivaswat, is the same. But in another sense, it's different. Like in Christianity, you have this interesting statement by Jesus Christ who says, I and the Father are one. So what does that mean? They're one and different simultaneously. They're not the same person, but they're the same in their message. He represents the Father like an ambassador of a country represents the country. You understand? So he can say, well, I'm representing the country. But there's also difference. There's some oneness and difference simultaneously. And that's what Achincha Beta Beta Tattva is. So like we say that Krishna is everywhere. Krishna is in this balloon. Right? Why? Why do we say Krishna is in the balloon? Because it floats? Those of you on the internet can't see the balloon. So anyway, we say Krishna's in the balloon for various reasons. One is he's in every atom of the balloon. Another reason is it's his energy. What does Krishna say? Bhumir? You don't know that? Wow, I got to put you on the camera for this one. You are definitely, this is his initiation day. His name is Aniruddha now. And so he knew that verse. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego are my what? Separated energies. So they're Krishna's energies. Let me put myself on. It's Krishna's energies, and therefore, in one sense, they're Krishna, they're his energies, they're controlled by Krishna. Like you say, this computer is mine. But in another sense, the computer is different than me. Or another thing we could say is the people who are watching me give this class on the internet, they can say, oh, that's him, that's Bir Krishna Maharaj, right? But it's not me simultaneously, right?
Yes.
Because they're looking on the phone and they're saying, hey, there's Gurudev. No, but their phone has become Gurudev? That would be silly. Then you put the phone on the altar and you offer obeisances. No, because it's the energy, you understand, the manifestation. So it's also, anyway, so just like I may say I'm one and different from my image on Zoom. So this is a very interesting philosophy, Achincha Beta Beta Tattva, and it actually explains a lot of things in our Krishna consciousness movement. Very, very important to understand this philosophy, Achincha Beta Beta Tattva. Oops. Someone, let me stop this person. I have to. Okay, someone was using the annotations. So there's this feature.
Yeah,
You understand what I made?
maybe a kid sitting there, Maharaj.
No, it's adult kids, like, I know who does it. They're adult kids. And so then they annotate on my screen. And I have to turn off that feature so they're not allowed to do that. Okay, next text. Yeah. 50-year-old kids. Sarvatra stapaya Prabhu Vaishnava Siddhante Prabhura Siddhanta Keha Napari Kandite. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established a devotional cult everywhere. No one could defeat him. Hari Hari Prabhu Mate Karina Pravesha E Mate Vaishnava Prabhu Kaila Dakshina Desha. Being thus defeated by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all these philosophers and their followers entered into his cult. In this way, Lord Chaitanya made South India into a country of Vaishnavas. Let me just use my eraser here, because you got to erase these people's arrows that they made before. Okay. Into a country of Vaishnavas. Wow. Pashandi Aila Yata Panditya Shuniya Garvakari Aila Sangi Shishakana Lana. When the non-believers heard of the erudition, what's erudition mean?
Knowledgeful.
Wow. So he's very educated. You don't have to send him to school. The erudition of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they came to him with great pride, bringing their disciples with them. Bodhacharya Mahapandita Nija Navamate Prabhurahage Ugraha Karilagila Palite. One of them was a leader of the Buddhist cult and a very learned philosopher. To establish the 9 philosophical conclusions of Buddhism, he came before the Lord and began to speak. Yadyapi Sambhasya Bodha Yukta Dekite Tatapi Balila Prabhu Garva Kandaite. Although the Buddhists are unfit for discussion and should not be seen by Vaishnavas. Oh my God. That's heavy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke to them just to decrease their false pride should not be seen. I was in the airport when I was coming here and there was one Buddhist there. I should have gone like that. Tarka Pradhan, I mean, we can't be fanatic like that. You know, a Buddhist comes up and says, "How are you?" And I can't see you. You know, you just like minimize the philosophical dealings. You can be kind to them, you can give them prasadam, but the whole point is you have to be careful about hearing a philosophy that is ashastric, that is against the teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And actually, it's time to take questions. So there's a whole story about the Buddhists that we'll tell next time we give a class. We don't have time right now, which is actually a very interesting story about Lord Chaitanya and the Buddhists and how he converts them and gets them to chant after the Buddhist priest gets hit in the head, you know. So anyway, so that's our method. So anyway, so we'll begin with text 49 next time. So now we will unshare the screen and we will allow people to, which photo background? Anyway. Is it a photo with my background? No. He's asking which photo background. Any one of the people here.
Maybe looking at the Vyasa-san, maybe.
Yeah, but I'm not a photo. The Vyasa-san's not a photo. I'm real. So anyway, here we go. So you're all allowed to unmute yourselves if you want to unmute yourselves, or we can take questions on the chat window, or we can take questions from real people who are here with us. So any questions? Questions by anybody? You can ask your questions, or you can type your questions, or you can keep quiet. One of the three.
I had one.
Oh, here. Okay, we got a question from the local people.
You were asking, saying what the kanchi?
Kanchi, yeah.
2 kanchi. Is that the Shankaracharya kanchi? We have the Shankaracharya of kanchi. like that. Is that
It's Shiva Kanchi. Yes, they actually follow Shankaracharya's philosophy there.
that's the place where Shankaracharya?
No. That's not Shankaracharya's place.
Oh, okay.
But they follow Shankaracharya there in Shiva Kanchi. And they're all very nice. Even, even if they're devotees of Lord Shiva or devotees of Lord Vishnu, they're all very nice. It's South India. It's not, it's not a bad place. It's just that everyone will help you, give you prasad, and make a lot of idlis for you, and sambar. So they're all very hospitable, nice, civilized people there in Kanchi. And Kanchi also has the best sari shops of anywhere.
Oh,
Uh, Indradunya was telling the story when I took him and a whole bunch of people to Kanchi, that we stopped at one sari shop, and we had about like 30 devotees, and I brought them all in, and they just went crazy. The women just started to lose their minds, and they were pulling the saris off of the shelf and looking at them and thinking, "Is this me? Oh, I look beautiful in this sari." And so the owner of the sari shop was in ecstasy because here are all these people. I mean, most of them were from Fiji, and they were people with blue bellies. You know what a blue belly is? That's people who have money belts that are blue. That's that people in India used to call the devotees the blue bellies. Because they have these money belts. Did you ever see that, Vrindavan? And they keep them under their shirt. And so someone appears to be very fat, and they pull up their shirt, and then there's all this money. And so we were in Kanchi, and we brought everyone in the sari shop, and then they just went crazy, and I just said, I gotta get out of here. All the ladies and the husbands and everything like that. I said, this is, I like saris, but not that much. So I just ran away from the party, went to the hotel, went to sleep, and they finally come back like at 2 in the morning. from like midday to 2 in the morning, they're in this sari shop. And they spend, I think they must have spent like 1 crore of rupees altogether between all the devotees. Yeah, I mean the sari shop after that, he put my picture up. No, he didn't do that, but he was so happy. It was actually really interesting. Okay, people are saying real weird things like Nilodara. I don't even know what that means in regard to questions. Whoops, let me put the question thing up again. Okay, here's a question from one of the sincere Vaishnavis. Let me put up my, hold on a second. Blue belly refers to the money belt that was blue, and the devotees would carry it on their bellies. That's why they call the blue bellies. And they put it under their shirts. And the interesting thing is the dacoits knew how to cut it off from them. So what the dacoits ended up doing is that they would actually mount little razors on their fingertips, and then they just go like this under someone, and then they'd run off with the money belt. A lot of people lost their money belts that way. So, here's the story. Oh, Nilodara, you think I'm referring to blue bellies. Yeah, that's not. No, it has nothing to do with Krishna. Nila Udara, Nila Udara. That would be Sanskrit for it. The blue belly, Nila Udara. So, please accept my obeisances. Are there still more Shankaracharya devotees in South India even after Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu's visit? Yes. Actually, there are many in South India who are worshippers of Lord Shiva or Shankaracharya's devotees, yes. And they continually argue with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees. That's why Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur spoke very strongly against Mayavad philosophy. He was called Nrsimha Guru because he would go up to the Mayavadis and actually grab them by their shirt. And he said, if you think everything is one, why are you wearing the shirt instead of a piece of cotton? And they got scared of him. And Prabhupada, we have in his pranam mantra, what is it? Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya, which means that Prabhupada has come to the Western world to oppose impersonalism and voidism. Impersonalism, of course, is Mayavad philosophy, and voidism is Buddhist philosophy. Okay, so does anyone else have a question? Everybody's been so shy recently.
I can ask one more.
Oh, here's one.
Same.
Here's the question first. Let me just answer this first. In text 9:13, why do the Vaishnavas chant Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Payimam first, then Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava Rakshamam? Why do they do that? Because that's the Vedic version. That if we read the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, which I spoke about last night, first Gopakumar goes to Lord Ramchandra before he actually comes to Krishna. And also, devotees of Krishna are devotees of Lord Ramchandra. If you're a devotee of Krishna, automatically you're a devotee of all the incarnations of God. And also, Lord Ram is specifically noted for protecting Brahmins from Rakshasas, right? That's his specific mission. Just like we chant, even though we know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we chant the prayers of the Lord Nrsimhadev, right? Why do we chant the prayers of the Lord Nrsimhadev? Because that's Krishna in the mood of protecting his devotees. So Lord Rama, is Krishna, not different from Krishna, but he's in the mood of protecting the devotees from Rakshasas, from meat eaters, demons, karmis. Yeah! No, it's not because Ram came before Krishna. That's not the point. It has more to do with ontology than chronology. Just big words for you. Because when Krishna appears in his various incarnations, he manifests certain moods. Of course, Krishna killed many demons when he was in Vrindavan. That's true. But Lord Ram's practically main activities when he was in exile was killing demons. He doesn't have any rasa dances because he only had one wife. And she wasn't there. And even when that beautiful lady, Surpanaka, wanted to marry him, he said no. He said, marry my brother, right? Lakshman. And then Lakshman had to give her a nose job to make her nose smaller and cute. So it was too big before. So, anyway, that's why we pray to Lord Nrsimhadev. We pray to different incarnations of the Lord. And Jayadev Goswami in his Gita Govinda has these beautiful prayers, which are called the Dasha Avatar prayers, like Keshavadrita, Narahari Rupa, Keshavadrita, Shukara Rupa, the boar incarnation, Keshavadrita, Haladara Rupa, Lord Balaram, Keshavadrita, Rama Shavira, Lord Ram. Anyways, and so when we see or approach these other incarnations, or let's say avatar, not even avatar, expansions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we actually see Krishna. Just like the story of when Krishna was trying to hide from the gopis, and he took the form of Lord Narayan. You know the story? And the gopis were looking for Krishna. And they came to Lord Narayan, and they said, Lord Narayan, please accept thy humble obeisances, all glories to Prabhupada. Because they didn't say all glories to Prabhupada. They said, please accept our obeisances, but please tell us where Krishna is. And Lord Narayan said, I don't know. And then what happened is Radharani came, and when Radharani came, Lord Narayan, who was Krishna, was not able to keep the extra two arms. And he just like, I wasn't able to hide from Radharani because she loves me too much. So anyway, these are some of the pastimes of Krishna's, but every single one of Krishna's expansions are non-different than Krishna. Dvaita Chuta Nadi Ananta Rupam Ajam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha. And so therefore we approach Krishna in different moods, understanding it's the same Krishna. Just like Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur gave Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur a Kurma deity. Why? Because the Kurma is the presiding deity, he's Krishna, of the nectarian ocean of devotional service, like the Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu. So that's why we worship different deities like that. I mean, just like we have the Panchatattva, isn't it? Isn't it? Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, Dvaitacharya, Gadadhar, and Srivas. So you don't say, hey, let's get rid of Srivas, let's get rid of Gadadhar, let's get rid of Advaita, let's get rid of Lord Nityananda, just Lord Chaitanya. No, because you worship them as the five aspects of the Lord. Tattva, the five tattvas actually, the five categories. Does everybody understand that? That's a really important point. So it doesn't mean that Lord Ram comes before Krishna or Krishna. They're all the same person in different moods. Okay. Gurudev, you said yesterday in class that Lord Ram didn't want to kill Ravana because Ravana had Sita in his heart. Then how did he kill? Because he actually scared Ravana so much he forgot Sita. When Ravana got, this is serious stuff here. But also, I mean, another point, which is actually much more accurate, is that Lord Ram was playing with Ravana. Just like you see in the story of Lord Varaha, when he is dealing with Hiranyaksha, he doesn't kill Hiranyaksha right away, even though he's able to do it. He lets Hiranyaksha go. And then he gets him again, and then he lets him go again. Just like, of course, you all don't know this because you probably never had pets, right? So when I was young, we always had a pet cat. You know a cat? Cat. And so the cat was very loving. So the cat loved me so much that every day the cat would bring me offerings. And what were the offerings? What do you think? Dead animals. But when he would bring it was a she cat. It was a gopi cat. So when the cat would come, the animal wouldn't be dead. So the cat would, because the cat wanted me to see that it was so merciful and loved me so much. So the cat would actually let the rat go and catch it again. Let the rat go and catch it again. Let the rat go and catch it. The cat would say, this is nectar, the cat kept saying. The cat wanted to entertain me in this way. And also, Lord Nrsimha did that with Hiranyakashipu. You see this in the Lord's pastimes, and Ram did that with Ravan. Because even there was that one time when Ram was fighting Ravan, early in the battle, I mean one of the earlier days in the battle, and he defeated Ravan, and he said to Ravan, you look real tired. Isn't it? You know that story? That's in the Valmiki Ramayana. You've heard that story, haven't you? He defeated Ravan one day, and he said to Ravan, Ravan just like was... He said, go back home and rest, come back another day. So this is called chivalry, which is one of the indirect rasas. So, I mean, when Krishna, listen, when he and Bhimsena and Arjuna were dealing with Jarasandha, they would only fight during the day. Did you know that? For like 28 days they fought. But at night they would all sit down and eat. Krishna prasadam together. You know, I don't know what they ate, but anyway, they'd all sit down and joke and be friends and everything like that. These are Kshatriyas. So Krishna has this mood, which is a mood of chivalry, which is one of the indirect rasas, and also joking and, you know, anger that he enjoys. So when Krishna kills demons, it's not just like, okay, you're dead, guy. Because Krishna could do that. He could just because he's in the heart, he could stop the heart from beating. You know, Krishna's in the heart. He could say, okay, heart, stop beating. Oh, dead demon. Dead demon. But he doesn't want that because he wants to have fun. It's like a soccer game, right? Or a cricket game, or what games do you play?
Tennis.
Tennis. Oh, you play tennis. Pretty good. Tennis. I won't say anything. But anyway, so it's like, again, you know, it's like you're challenging the other party, isn't it? And you get joy out of like hitting the ball, and then the person misses the ball, right? Don't you feel ecstatic when he misses the ball and you win? So Krishna has the same mood. And so with killing these demons, it's just like, you know, he takes his time. Even though the demigods are actually up there in the heavenly planets, they're watching the whole thing, and they're getting very worried. Oh my God, Krishna, come on, it's going to be dark soon. The demons get more powerful in the dark, isn't it? Like Lord Ram with Tadaka. You know the story of Tadaka? That was the first demon Lord Ram killed. He killed a lady, Tadaka. And the first demon that Krishna killed was a lady too, right? Who? Putana. So Viswamitra Muni said, kill her now before it gets dark. And the demons get more powerful, and he just took it out. Anyway, so Krishna likes playing with the demons. That's the fun, isn't it? I mean, what's the fun of killing demons unless you can play with them first? Krishna does. I mean, not us. We don't play with demons. But Krishna just has a fun, you know, like the cat. I remember the cat would bring me birds and rats and all sorts of things like that. That's love. Because the cat didn't know I didn't eat birds anyway. So I think we have to end now. Oh, here's a question. Can devotees keep a Shiva Linga at home and worship and seek blessings for pure devotional service? That's an interesting question. If we worship Lord Shiva as a devotee, but Prabhupada really didn't do it. Outside many Vaishnava temples, there's actually a Shiva Linga. It's actually a tradition of Bengal that they would have a Durga Mandap where they have Durga and Lord Shiva out there. You know, the Shiva Linga and Yoni. And it's not against our philosophy. Actually, even in some of the Gaudiya Vaishnava temples or Gaudiya Math temples, they have Shiva Lingas. So it's not really against our philosophy, but we have so much to do to preach Krishna consciousness, you know. So, you know, it's not prohibited. So let's end. Tomorrow night, or tomorrow, depending on where you are in the world, I will not be able to give class because I will be in an airplane flying in the sky. And hopefully the next day I'll be traveling in the car, but I'll be able to do it from the car. Actually, tonight we have a program in about a few hours. Right now it is 3-something, 3:10, 3:11. So in about 4 hours, 3.5, 4 hours from now, we're going to have initiation. Different devotees are going to take initiation. So, Gopal, I already sent you the flight details. I just texted them to you. You check your text messages. So anyway, you don't have. Anyway, he's the person supposed to pick me up. So anyway, we'll be having an initiation in about 3.5, 4 hours from now. And some devotees taking second initiation, some devotees taking first initiation. We are not in Sacramento. Anyway, it's California, which is actually I'm not going to say anything bad about California. So anyway, it's one of the states of the United States. Okay, all glories to His divine grace, Srila Prabhupada.